Hey everyone, so my name is Leon, and today I want to do a quick video on the NBA Play In Tournament and my predictions of who I think will get the seventh and eighth seed in each conference. So how it's gonna work is that I'm gonna predict who's gonna be able to claim the seventh seed in the East and West versus who's gonna claim the eighth seed in the East and West. So what's gonna happen? The Play In Tournament format is pretty simple. So the seventh seed is gonna play the eighth seed, the East Conference, right? Whoever wins of the seventh and eighth matchup will automatically be the seventh seed. So let's say, for example, in the West, the Lakers will play the Golden State Warriors. The winner of that series will be the seventh seed. Let's say the Lakers beat Golden State in that game, the one game that they play, they did get the seventh seed, for example, right? So another wrinkle in this format is like now they have the ninth seed and the tenth seed. So the winner of the ninth and tenth seed will proceed on to the next part of the playing tournament, while the loser will just go home. The season's over. So the loser of the seventh and eighth seed of each conference basically will play the winner of the ninth and tenth seed of each conference. So let's say, for example, Golden State loses to the Lakers, right? And then they play the winner of Memphis and San Antonio. But San Antonio loses, so Golden State will play Memphis now, and those two teams, for example, will be fighting for the eighth seed, and whoever wins will get the eighth seed out of the winner of the seventh and eighth. I mean, the loser of the seventh, eighth, and the winner of the ninth, tenth. So whoever loses that one will go home, just like the original loser of the ninth and tenth seed. Anyways, so I have some predictions of who I think will be claiming the final two spots in each conference of the playoffs, and let's just get into it. So I'm just gonna go game by game. So the first game, which will be tomorrow, Tuesday, May 18th at 6:30 p.m. TNT. I'm looking forward to it. So you see the Hornets and Pacers. I think the Hornets will win that one. The Hornets are the 10th seed, the Pacers are the ninth. I predict the Hornets because I feel like, I mean, I'll check out Gordon Hayward's health. I think LaMelo Ball being back helps the Hornets. I'm not saying that the Hornets are better than the Pacers. I just, with the Pacers, I don't know. Yes, Sabonis is back, but they haven't, one, they haven't had Miles Turner in a while. Two, the stuff I heard about the coach and everything. Maybe even though they played decently well, they was able to lock in a playing spot. I don't know if they'll be able to win that game. I think for us on a one game series, and that's another thing too with the playing tournament. It's just one game. It's not like a 3 game series or 5 game series or 7 game series. It's just one game. It's one. If you lose it, that's it. You're out. So I just personally think Charlotte has the best chance to win, with the playing style, with LaMelo Ball and the type of wings that they have, and the fact that the only person that you should be scared of from Indiana will be Sabonis. I think everybody else is a pretty solid players, but I think the Hornets have a chance to win. That's my prediction. So, anyways, let's move on to the second game. It's gonna be the Celtics versus the Wizards, 9 p.m. The Celtics are seventh, and then the Wizards are eighth. So that I think they're doing the Eastern Conference playing for tomorrow, which is fine. I I'm tempted to pick Washington if Bradley Beal's back, which I think he is. If Bradley Beal's healthy, I think Washington wins this one because Westbrook can be a one-man army, as we see in Oklahoma City and Houston when Harden's been sitting out, whatever. Westbrook has the ability to single-handedly win the game for you. Can he win a 7 game series? Probably not by himself, but he can definitely win one game for you. Go off 44-point, triple double, whatever. And the Wizards, even though my personal opinion, their roster is one of the worst rosters I've seen. Their roster right now is pretty half competent. Like they have guys who fill their roles, and Bradley Beal is even though it's Bradley Beal's team, Westbrook is a good complement to Bradley Beal. If Bradley Beal could come back, I think they'll beat Boston. And it's not that Boston sucks. I just no Jalen Brown. One, two. Boston has been playing a lot of small ball, which it's fine if you had the decent personnel for it. But in terms of like the personnel for the Celtics, I don't like the fact that they play 12 guys each game. They like my main problem with Boston this particular season. Yes, they had injuries and health and safety stuff. So I just think they just play too many guys. Like I don't think you should be playing Grant Williams and Ojale at the same time unless you have a lot of injuries or in the same game. I just think that they were too redundant, and that's like a example. You know what I mean? Saying we're playing like Tremont Waters and Cassius Edwards. I know there's and the bench guys, but basically my point, they just have way too many redundancies on the roster, and they haven't been able to reduce the rotation in time. I think the trades that Boston made, like trading Daniel Tice to Chicago and getting like other players in there in that spot really helps. But losing Jaylen Brown, I think um that was the end of their season to me. So I think the Celtics are gonna lose. The Wizards are gonna proceed. So I'm picking Charlotte to win the first game. I'm picking Washington to win the second game. Anyways, let's move on. So that means I'm picking the Wizards to get the seventh seed in the East. Yeah. All right. Moving on. Not tomorrow. Wednesday, ESPN, 7:30 p.m. This is the Western Conference playing. You're gonna see San Antonio versus Memphis. I'm picking. I'm gonna pick. I'm gonna pick. I'm gonna pick San Antonio. Um, San Antonio's been kind of not been good for the last few weeks, but I don't know. Maybe I could be wrong. I like Jaron Moran, Jaron Jackson. The Grizzlies actually are pretty deep, but they're also pretty young. And I don't know. The gut feeling just telling me to. My gut is just telling me just to for this one game, San Antonio. Does that mean San Antonio's gonna win the second game? I don't really think so, but could be wrong. And as much as San Antonio is also a young team and has been, um, haven't been doing well the past few weeks, I trust their infrastructure, Greg Popovich, and their players are not all that bad. And DeRozan's a pretty good clutch player. And San Antonio has enough. They're deep, but they're not deep as Memphis, but they're deep enough. I think for one game they could win it. And then, but if it was a 7 game series, then I'll pick probably Memphis. But anyways, second game, Golden State versus Lakers. That's the box office game, for Wednesday, ESPN. I'm picking. I want to pick the Golden State, but I'm picking not Memphis. I'm picking Lakers because unless God forbid injuries happen, LeBron and AD by themselves, two-man superstar team, they're going to win single-handedly. And I'm not saying Golden State don't have the firepower. Yes, Stephen Curry is an amazing player, and Draymond and that roster is pretty solid. I mean, not solid, but it's competent enough to win a game. I just think that having the two guys back in the Lakers really gives them a hand. So I'm picking the Lakers to have the seventh seed at this point. So moving on to Thursday's game at 8. That's gonna be the winner of the winner of the that means the Celtics, who lost the first game, will be playing against the Hornets. And whoo, this is gonna be tough. I'm picking. I might pick Boston. I'm picking Boston, and here's why. As much as I said, Washington can overwhelm the Celtics, and they don't have Jalen Brown, and I say the Boston Celtics are kind of redundant. I think the issue is with Charlotte. LaMelo Ball is playing injured right now, so he's not injured, but he is recovering from a wrist injury, and that will slow him down. He's playing okay. That will slow him down. As much as I like the Hornets against the Pacers, I don't really like them against the Celtics because I don't know how healthy Gordon Hayward is. One, two. Um, I think the Hornets from a big man position, relying on Cody Zeller and Bismack Biyombo. Yes, the Celtics have their own weaknesses, but I think the Celtics can at least throw in, I think, better bigs than I like Robert Williams, Time Lord better than any Charlie big man. I like Tristan Thompson better than any Charlie big man. So I think that's an advantage for Boston. And I did forget about Jabari Parker, who Boston signed. Could be a good player. Still redundant to like Grant Williams and Ojale in terms of size, not in terms of skill set. Obviously, Jabari's more skilled player, but size wise, they're redundant. Anyways, I think Boston's gonna get the eighth seed. They're gonna beat Charlotte because this is one game. If it's a 7 game series, I might pick the Hornets because the Hornets can pick up a game plan. I don't know, but I'm picking the Boston Celtics to get the eighth seed, and the Wizards. I always had the seventh seed from Tuesday's game. So yeah, my final two seeds for the East: Washington seventh, Boston eighth. Now move on to the Friday night game. ESPN, they didn't say the time, so the winner of San Antonio versus Golden State, and it's easy. I'm picking Golden State. I'm picking Golden State for Friday. I think Steph Curry is gonna go off for 50 points, 40, whatever. He's gonna light up San Antonio. As much as I like San Antonio in terms of defense against Stephen Curry, like San Antonio has a lot of guys who are between 6'4" and 6'7" or 6'6", which actually, I might take that back. But when it comes to Stephen Curry is a one man army offensively. He's the gravity of the Warriors. He makes the Warriors offense go. And if you're gonna, it's the Spurs, as much as I love the infrastructure, they're gonna send triple teams at him. I know what I said didn't make sense, but just hear me out. I think Golden State's gonna have the advantage over San Antonio. As much as I love Greg Popovich and his coaching, Steve Kerr is also somebody who played with Popovich and knows how Popovich gonna want to coach the game and everything. So yeah, that's it. Anyways, what are your thoughts about the plane? Who you think's gonna get the seeds? Oh yeah, I forgot. Lakers 7th seed. Golden State is gonna be the 8th seed in the West. Anyways, let me know your thoughts about the play-in. Let me know your thoughts on who you think is gonna get the play-in seeds. And thanks for watching. And adios.